so welcome everybody to tonight's meetup group. We're calling it a meetup group, although it's kind of, I'll explain a little bit what this is as we go. But tonight we're going to really discuss connecting with leads and how that pertains to your business. So if you and I don't know each other, let me do a quick introduction. Ryan's going to throw a couple of slides up here. This is Ryan Begley. You're going to see and hear from him for a large portion of tonight. He's kind of my partner in running our meetup portfolio. Our meetup portfolio, we have over 50 meetups in our portfolio, over 70,000 business owners throughout Southern California in our meetup portfolio. And what we try to do is bring value and content to the business community that helps them grow their business. It's just pure and simple, okay? And tonight is going to be kind of really exciting for Ryan and I because we've never really talked about this stuff. Ryan does this for our businesses behind the scenes. And this is kind of one of the very first times he's actually going to be unleashed on you guys in terms of really talking about the inner workings of how we run our businesses behind the scenes as well. So Ryan, you should take yourself off mute. And Debbie Morrow, can you do me a favor? Can you mute folks out if you can hear me? And guys, the way we'll do this is we're going to kind of jump through the presentation. We'll be watching chat. And at the end, if we got a few questions, we might have some time to take a couple of questions. So let me kind of tell you how and why tonight is important for not only Ryan and I, but hopefully for you as well. And that is this: we're building out a multi-day event. And this, what you're going to see tonight, is sort of the first iteration of just one of the sections that we're going to talk about on our 3-day event. Okay. So we do have an event coming up that we haven't even started promoting yet, but if you're one of those folks that just thinks your business would do better if you had more influence and your network was bigger and better and stronger and more powerful, then just mark down on your calendars June 4th and 5th. I'm going to be doing Networking Riches, which is kind of a signature event. I've done it literally all over the world. I just did it for a group out of Australia and last week, which was phenomenal. I've done it into the UK, Canada, Mexico, and the US so far. So we're going to do that June 4th and 5th. It'll be free for you guys. It'll be free. Excuse me. It'll be free for you guys to come and attend. And it's a blast. We have a blast. It's kind of a networking event inside of a networking event. So if you and I don't know each other, let me first introduce myself. My name is Casey. And Ryan, can you share screen?
Yeah, I'm about to put this up here now.
Ryan put some amazing slides together for us tonight. So he's going to do it into slideshow. And okay, there you go. So we're talking about connecting leads to your business. Okay, so my name is Casey. I run a business coaching, training, accountability mastermind program called the Platinum Inner Circle. I'm a best-selling author. I wrote a book with Deepak Chopra and Jack Canfield a while back. I run a pretty robust business myself. I also coach, train, advise, buy, and sell businesses. It's really kind of what I know. I live in the space of business. And one of the things when you've been around as many businesses as I have is that you find where the holes are for people. And it's pretty easy to fill those holes if you have a business owner that is willing to recognize that they don't know everything and willing to recognize that some pretty simple things can plug some pretty big holes in a business. And so tonight is going to be really one of those. With me, I have Ryan Begley. Ryan and I go way back. Ryan and I kind of found ourselves working in the same physical office space. Ryan was running a direct mail house. They were doing 50,000 pieces of mail each and every month. Direct response marketing. He is an amazing sales guy. He's an amazing strategist. He's an amazing technology guy. And he has not only managed and built multiple multi-6-figure, 7-figure companies, he's now really made it kind of his life's mission to help business owners fill the gaps is really what it is. Okay. And he is also probably one of the top affiliate marketers on the planet. And so I'm lucky to not only have him as a great friend, but also a partner in this. So that's who he is. That picture is photoshopped. He's normally much messier. I'm joking, of course. He does have about 37 kids and a massive family. So the fact that it's quiet at his house right now, he's clearly sent the kiddos to like Chuck E. Cheese or something, haven't you?
Exactly. There's a big park across the street. Doors are bolted shut, so nobody's coming in here.
I love it. So Ryan is going to tag in here sort of about partway through the presentation and really kind of take over. So really what we want to talk about today is connecting a lead, somebody that's a prospect in your business, to the actual sale. And I know that there's a lot of conversation out there around things like relationship marketing and one-to-one sharing and selling, and all of that applies. We're going to really focus today on the portion when somebody raises their hand and says, I might want to take a look, or I might be interested in what you got. What do you do from that point through the sale? Okay. So there are two primary components when we call it internet marketing. Don't be thrown off by internet marketing. It simply means this. If you sell stuff online, you're an internet marketer. Congratulations. Okay. But there's two real things. And this really goes for regular retail marketing as well. Right. So it's really important to recognize and understand that we really have two components. There's lead generation on one hand, and then we have the process that we're taking folks through from the time that they raise their hand. And by the way, that hand raise could be something as simple as, hey, here's my business card, I'm interested in a live event, to, hey, I see this really cool opt-in and it's so irresistible that I'm willing to give you my email address to have you send me that thing, that report, that whatever. Or it could be something as, hey, I just met you, fill out this link. I want to send you my birthday club. Or, hey, I want to send you a greeting card. Here's a, any place where somebody raises their hand and says, I might be interested in what you got. From that point through the sale, meaning money is actually transacted, which is basically the definition of business, by the way. If you believe that you're in the sharing business, I've got some Terra Luna I can sell you. And if you don't know that reference, you will tomorrow morning. The sales process, the number one component is making sure that you are connecting with that prospect or connecting with that lead. And so tonight, we're going to really focus and dial in on this connecting with the actual lead. So, Ryan, if you can pop me to the next slide. I want to show you kind of a blueprint as an example first, and then we're going to dissect this and go through it. And like I said, we'll leave some time at the end, but I want you guys to be able to see sort of a snapshot of how marketers can lay these blueprints out. And for every business, there could be a different blueprint, right? So I know we have somebody on here that's with New York Life, selling life insurance. They might use a totally different blueprint, a total different snapshot than somebody, say, selling tax strategists to network marketers, right? Or if you're in network marketing, you might have a different little snapshot or blueprint process. But if you don't have any process, you're getting smoked by your competition. And here's why. Let me give you an example. And I'm gonna just for the sake of argument tonight, I'm gonna use network marketing as a little bit of an example. So here's what happens. Somebody joins a network marketing company, it's company X, they love it. They run around, they put it on their car, they jump up at chamber events and say, hey, I'm with this company, blah, blah, blah. And they repeat the name of the company over and over and over and over and over again. All of a sudden, somebody goes, hey, I kind of like that. I need to feel better or lose weight or, want to send cards out, whatever the product or service is, they might go, oh, okay, I got that. But it takes upwards of 37 times of somebody being exposed to a product or brand before they're willing to make a decision. Okay. So what happens is somebody goes and hears at their chamber event or at their BNI event, the name. Somebody raises their hand and goes, I might be kind of interested. There's no connection past that. The person that raised their hand wasn't ready to buy at the time, right? And then 3 weeks later, Someone like Ryan meets him out at a pizza parlor drinking beer and goes, oh, I help people do X, which is the same thing that this company does. Ryan builds that relationship with him, starts a connection process, and now Ryan is going to get the sale that you or your competitor set up for you by basically doing all the pre-branding. Okay, so what I want you to think about is what happens past the initial hand raise. So we're going to generate some leads. We're going to usually use a lead magnet or an opt-in. We call this a squeeze page, a opt-in page, a landing page, whatever the name of it is. It simply says this, is there needs to be some place with some cool offer that allows people to go, I'm kind of interested in that. I got it. Right? Now, you can use a report. You could do a free sample. You could say, you could bribe. It's basically an ethical bribe. You give me your information and I'm going to give you this, right? I run one landing page where it's 21 ways to continuously follow up with your customer. They give me their name and email address. I send them a report on follow-up, right? We run lots of different campaigns. Every product could have one. For most of you that are just starting, you might just start with one, right? Now, we didn't put this in here because I don't want to get you guys too off track. If you need a site where you can go see reports that are already written for you, already written reports that you basically pay a couple of bucks for, they'll let you use them and call them your own, okay? So when you work with Ryan or when you talk to Ryan, he can give you that link, or I don't know if he's putting it in the chat or not, but it's something you can go check out. So if you go, oh, I don't know what to create, you know, I sell tax strategies, but I don't know what the hell kind of report I'm supposed to write up or give away. Bam, this site might be able to have that. We've got Marcy Green on here. She sells financial services. She basically sells money to business owners. She could go here, find a report, and they're not 100%, but definitely stuff you can find. So we give them a lead magnet. We call that a lead magnet. Somebody opts in, and then the process in this blue box, this process is critical in your business. It's like, I don't know how to stress that if you get somebody to give you their email address and you don't do anything with it, your competitors will, because that means that that lead is looking and searching for something. They're giving you their most prized possession, which is in today's marketplace, their email address, because they know you're going to connect with them. If you don't connect with them, you leave it open for somebody that competes with you to come in and serve that potential client. So we want to stop that, right? Think of it like a leaky bucket. We want to put our fingers in a hole that are all over in that bucket. Okay, so this is just a quick little example blueprint right here that Ryan's done up as kind of a simple snapshot of how to connect with your leads. And so I'm going to walk through it from left to right just so you demystify it, okay? So they opt in. Across the top, they immediately should get a thank you page. That thank you page says, hey, thanks so much for opting in. Your report is on your way, or your this or that is on its way. In the meantime, if you want to not even wait until you get that, but you want to have a chat with me, let's jump on a call and we'll get together and have a chat. Okay, so across the top, you'll see that thank you page. You'll see it says call to action there, which is basically book a call. That if they do that and they click that, it goes to schedule a meeting, and then it should go right to a calendar appointment mechanism. Now, I use TimeTrade personally. It's not because I have some big, I don't promote one or the other, but there's like Calendly has one, TimeTrade has one. You guys see them. So whatever you're currently using to schedule, you should be able to just use that right inside of there. Then you simply show up on your appointment and you have a chat. They're either a good fit or they're not. If they're a good fit, great, you're off and running and you're doing business. If they're not a good fit, then that's okay. We now then go into what we call a nurture sequence, and I'll explain that here in a second, okay? So that's all the way through purchase. Now let's go all the way back up to opt-in, and let's go down. What happens after, simultaneously from the thank you page in this snapshot, is the lead magnet is delivered, and that's usually done as a download. You guys recognize this model because you probably opt into stuff and get downloads all the time. The download page goes to the person's email address, right, as delivered. You'll see there that it gives the report. okay? And now the person you have delivered, they give you their email address, you've delivered what you need to deliver. However, some people may not be ready to book an appointment with you. Some people may not even want the download. Some people may not even remember that they got the download. It is now our job to do everything to try our best to build a relationship with these leads, okay? Now, I've got a slide here in a minute that's going to show you a bunch of different ways to connect with your leads. We're only talking for today in this snapshot in email, right? I know we've got several people on here that work with direct mail companies. That's awesome. That is absolutely a component. But here's the problem. Every time you connect with a lead using a piece of direct mail, it costs you cash. Okay? So, doesn't mean it's not effective. I actually think it's super effective, but it costs you cash. So this is a way that we can start to compress those. So we start to build out a nurture sequence. A nurture sequence is simply a series of emails that go out over a predetermined period of time that nurture the relationship between the business and the lead. Okay, and I've got an example. We went and pulled one for a mortgage broker just so you could kind of see how a nurture sequence looks. But the first 4 minimum nurture emails should go all the way back to appointment. So nurture email 1, hey, it's great to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. Hope you're really having fun with this product, blah, blah, blah. Hey, here's a couple of testimonials of people that got the exact same thing you're looking for out of our product. Hey, why don't you schedule some time to have a chat? Boom. All roads in this snapshot lead to the appointment, at least in the first 4 nurture sequences, right? I've got a couple of slides here in a second about the difference between a presentation and an appointment, but a lot of you are using like one-to-ones or coffee appointments to kind of get to know people. And these can be 10-minute, 15-minute, hours. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of whatever you want, but all roads should lead to that because, let me give an example. Somebody has 500 emails on their email address and they're not sending out emails. Well, what happens is those 500 people are all not doing business with whoever has the email address. They might have gotten COVID. Their kids might be in a softball tournament. There might be a piano recital. It might be just too noisy and loud. I mean, even on here, you know, we had over 70 people register for tonight. And as you can see, there wasn't enough for all 70 to show up. That's okay. Stuff happens. That's why there is a nurture sequence. We're building that rapport and that relationship. Ultimately, we'd love the opportunity to do some kind of business with each other. Now, that may not be a fit. It may be a fit. Awesome. My job, Ryan's job, we're here to simply give as much value. Some of you are going to go, this is awesome. Some of you are going to go, I don't get it. That's okay. That's okay. Our job is to help move you along the process. But it all starts with this snapshot or this blueprint. If you don't have one of these for your particular business, you are in amazing luck tonight, right? So Ryan, take next to me. So normally Ryan does these for businesses all day long, okay? And what it does is he jumps on a call, you explain what your business is, and he will create for you a customized snapshot. Normally it's $149. If you stay till the end, he's going to do them for $49 for you guys, primarily because you're our meetup community and our Facebook community, and we want you to be able to see what's possible. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this is this may not be the right snapshot for your business, right? Somebody's on here for life insurance. You might have a little bit of a different process. Tax strategy, you might have a little bit of a different process. Debbie Murrow's on here. She runs a fantastic, amazing Facebook group for real estate agents. Her process, she can't sit and talk to these people on the phone, even in 15-minute increments over and over and over again. She might send them off to an appointment center. Her blueprint is going to look a little bit more complicated, okay? But you'll jump on with Ryan. He's going to ask you about your business, and you're going to walk away with literally a PDF of your blueprint, right? Now, if you've got a tech team and you're running a CRM system and you've got all your tech team in place, you literally can go hand this to them and say, let's implement this, okay? And you'll have someone like Ryan, who's the best in the world at doing these, give it to you, okay? Now, we have a tech team. We can implement it. We have our own tools and processes. But if you got your tech team, go hand it to them, okay? So let's go to the next slide, Ryan. So we sort of talked about this before, but I wanted to put this little visual here that connecting your leads with your business is just bridging the gap between your prospect, where they are, and where they want to be. What is the actual result of what your prospect wants from you or from your product, good, or service? Do they want to have a lower tax bill? Do they want to have a buy-sell agreement in place for businesses if something happens to one of the owners? Do they want to leave a legacy for their kids with insurance? Do they want to save money? Do they need money for their business and use someone like Marcy Green from C Green Financial? Do they want to have their phone ring in their business? Do they want to have more community awareness? It is your job through this blueprint to connect them with where they are now to where they want to go. Okay. Now, the best part is you can't do that if you don't know what the scope of their problem is. So hang on, can someone, I don't know if someone's got some background noise in here. Okay. So you can't give them a solution if you don't know the full scope of the problem. Okay. And so, for example, somebody, Ryan or Debbie, I can't see who's on here. If you guys can mute folks out.
Yeah, everybody's muted except you and Ryan, and it looks like it's somebody named Mike. His thing keeps lighting up, but he's muted, so I don't get it.
Okay, that's weird. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's Debbie Morrow, by the way. She's amazing. She's a top marketer. She's absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. She's out of Colorado Springs, by the way. And the reason we want to get, most folks want to get on the phone is because we want you to understand what the scope of the person's problem is. For example, let's use this in real time. We're giving you guys this workshop. We hope it's useful. Some of you are going to go, oh my gosh, I need one of those snapshots. You're going to chuck in $49. You're going to go have a chat with Ryan. Ryan's going to create that for you. What's he going to do in that half hour? He's going to listen to you tell him about your business, and you guys are together going to create a snapshot. He wants to get you on the phone so he knows the full scope of what you do so that he can best deliver that snapshot right to you. Okay? Same thing you got to do for your business. And here's the thing. The higher the trust point of your product or service, the more time and education it's going to take to have somebody say yes. Okay? So life insurance, high trust point. Why is it a high trust point? Because in order to get things, someone's going to come to my house. They're going to have to take blood from me. I got to get my taxes. I got to do all kinds of stuff. CPA tax strategy. I got to tell you all of my dirty little secrets, all the skeletons in my closet. High trust point, right? Somebody selling flowers, for example, not that high of a trust point. It's a one-time, it's $40. Send me a picture of some flowers, make sure they're not wilted, send them, make sure they get them around time. It's a lower trust point. You may not need as many points in this connection process. Okay. So Rye, if you can take me to the next one. Okay. This is really important for everybody on here to understand. Okay. It's really important. There is a difference between an appointment and a presentation. They are not the same. And I think this is where a lot of people I've seen over the years make them really muddied up. They can happen in the same conversation, but they are not the same. Let me give you the distinction. In an appointment, it's a get to know you. Hey, Debbie, you and I are getting together. Tell me about your business. I'm going to tell you about my business. This is really awesome. Blah. We're done. A presentation is where money is asked for. Okay. So a presentation is, Debbie, hey, I've got this great new tool. I'd love to have you take a look at it. These are the 3 things it can do. Based on what you told me previously, I think this is a great tool for you. Boom, 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 boom. Would you like to get started today? The ask for the money or the ask for the close denotes it being a presentation or a pitch. Now, I'm just going to suggest that one thing that I hate it when it's done to me. And so I don't know if it's anybody else has the same thing, but what really drives me crazy is when somebody sets up an appointment with me doesn't have my permission to pitch me, and has turned an appointment into a presentation. Okay. Now, sometimes if the conversation naturally flows there, fine. But for the most part, be very clear in all your communication. Is this an appointment or is this a presentation? Okay. So very, very important that you understand the difference. Okay, right? So we talked a little bit about on the front end of this, there are a bunch of different ways that you can connect with. Yeah, KT says, I've done that. My bad. We all have. KT, we all have. You know what happens because let's face it, here's what happens. Debbie raises her hand. She says, Case, I might kind of be interested in what you got, but I don't really know. I say, hey, let's get together on a one-on-one. I just want to get to know you, get to know your business, see what you're all about, blah, 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 get to know you a little bit. We get on the phone and she's just like, Casey, in her words, she's saying, pitch me, pitch me, pitch me. Now, she's not really saying that. She's just telling me about her business, but I get so excited about what I'm doing that I fall into, oh my gosh, Debbie, you got to do this. This is an amazing tool or a product or a service. I want you to join right now. Here's a sign up link. Here's the link. All of a sudden, I have just violated our relationship. I said this is an appointment. Now, if Debbie asks me, it's one thing, but you will get more if you can hold back from pitching and presenting to someone until they recognize and understand that that's in fact what you're doing. I mean, think of it differently. Think about you going out with a new friend that you just met and them all of a sudden thinking it's a date. You know, that would have been nice for somebody to tell me I was on a date. I thought we were going for coffee. Next thing I know, I'm on a date, right? How would you feel, right? It can be, unless you're into the date, it could be disconcerting, right? So tons of different ways for you to connect with your leads. This is really important. Through your website, you're connecting, you're educating, you're teaching, you're talking about your product or service, you're talking about your prospect and what they do and how they operate and what their needs are. Email, that's primarily what we're talking about tonight. Texting. I don't know about anybody else, but here in Los Angeles, we are in an election cycle, which means that I get about 19 text messages from people trying to connect with me to connect with their political candidate, right? I just got an email today or a text message to say, have you seen blah, blah, blah? The easiest, fastest lead generation system ever, right? They're trying to connect with me. Social media channels. We use these all the time, right? I'm starting to push all in on TikTok. I'm going to connect with people on TikTok. Facebook is primarily where I go now. There's YouTube. There's all kinds of different things. Like video should be used all the time anyways, in my opinion. But even something as simple as a blog post, you're giving the prospect something to do or read while you're sleeping. They might be on the toilet. They might be on the bus. They might be in their car at a stoplight. They might have a security job where they're working at 3 o'clock in the morning. And that blog post speaks right to their heart and helps them with one of the problems that they're having in their life, right? The phone works. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if a bunch of people know this, but this device, if you turn it to a certain setting and you use your fingers like this, turns out if you do like a 9 or a 10-digit code, it'll make somebody's phone ring on the other end and they can hear you. It's like the coolest thing, right? It's about that connectivity. Direct mail. This is one that in our business is critical. Why? Because I can get somebody to give me 100% of their attention for a couple of seconds. Direct mail is huge. Ryan built a career off doing letters, but you send somebody a greeting card or you send somebody, a cookie in the mail, or I don't know, I've got a bunch of, somebody sent me this mug, right? You send somebody a mug or some sort of little gift. It's a pretty good, easy, amazing way to connect with people. And in person. I was just at a networking event today. I connected with an amazing new realtor friend. I ran her through my process. She joined my email list right from the meetup. I had her go to our landing page. She signed up for my email list. Our nurture sequence is already taking place. I got home. I texted her because I wanted to connect with her. And I already have a couple of referrals that I'm going to pass over to her. So I'm doing my part to connect with that brand new lead. Okay. So, Ryan, if we can go to the next one. Timing is everything. 50% of leads are not ready to buy. I'd actually say that's higher, but we'll go with it. 50% of new leads are not ready to buy. So trying to close a sale is not appropriate. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Appointments, this is a great point, that appointments can be used to measure the severity of their problem, okay? So a lot of times, and Debbie's just on my screen, so I'm using her as an example, but if I was having an appointment with Debbie, I said, Debbie, I want you to take 15 minutes. Tell me everything that's a struggle for you in marketing your business, right? Oh, do you currently have a business coach? Do you not have a business coach? Are you part of a mastermind? What's your best way of connecting with people? What do you like to do? Tell me about what you got going on. I'm listening for all of those things, and then I'm going to follow it up, and I'm going to bam fam it, which means book a meeting from a meeting, right? So bam fam just says, hey, Debbie, you know what? This has been a lot. I want to honor our time. I said it was going to be 30 minutes. I don't want to take any more of your time. Let's do this. Let's get back on the phone in a couple of days. I need a couple of days to digest what you've told me. You've given me a lot to work with. And I want to come back and I'm going to present to you 3 or 4 options that I think might be a really good fit for your business. See what I did? I recognized her. I respected the time. I didn't go, Debbie, oh my gosh, you don't understand. Let me give you my 17 different links you can choose. We'll go through the pricing, pick whichever one works for you. Okay. She's just going to say no. And you can nurture emails to provide more valuable information, resources, and subtly give them a call to action, which is how your product or service solves their particular problem. Okay, next, Ryan. So this is a nurture sequence that we pulled for a mortgage broker. And I want you to just think about how this mortgage broker looks to the process. So you need money to buy a house. You go to your chamber of commerce, you've got 19 mortgage brokers that are going to attack you, right? They all now, some of them, I would say probably 90% of them aren't going to follow up with you at all, because once they leave the event, you're useless to them, right? Because you didn't sign your mortgage papers right there at a chamber event. Okay. So now we put them in a nurture sequence, which means we've got their email address. So Ryan Ryan has a growing family. He's got another one on the way. Right? We're doing August. Oh my goodness. Another little bambino coming in the world. Ryan is busting out at the seams where he's living. He needs a mortgage. He knows he's going to need one sometime August and beyond. He's not ready today. Okay. So look at how this looks. First email. Hey, let's keep in touch, Ryan. Next is how to get borrower ready. Well, Ryan knows that he's going to have to get a mortgage at some place down the road. That email might work with him, right? Hey, here's a case study of how by getting a certain type of mortgage, you might be able to save some interest. Oh my gosh, I want to give you a free book that I wrote on how a brand new home buyer can save not only money on their mortgage, but also pick the right house for them and beyond. And by the way, I'll give you one, and I'll even give you one that you can give to a friend. So you guys can see that this is just a flow of relationship building that's all the way through, right? And if you look at that in this particular case, now this is a primitive version of what Ryan's going to give you during your snapshot, but same concept, right? This is just a flow, so you can see how that relationship is built with, in this case, Ryan as the potential customer. Okay, so a couple of other different things that you can add in here. I know this slide's a little foggy, but there are different kinds of nurturing emails and drip campaigns. We've got top of mind. It's basically just a ping that says, hey, Ryan, I know she's pregnant. You're going to need a house, right? Hey, Ryan, I know it's really quiet in your house right now, but what's it going to sound like in a couple of hours? You might need a new house, right? There's also educational drips. Hey, Ryan, let me tell you the difference between the VA and SBA, not SBA. What's the mortgage? VA and FHA. Let me tell you the difference. Hey, Ryan, let me tell you the difference between a 15-year mortgage, a 30-year, a non-recourse or a recourse loan. Education drips, right? Let's say you haven't talked to Ryan in a long time. Hey, dudette, we're still here. We'd love to know how to get you back involved in the process, right? Competitive drips. This is one we use with Debbie Morrow all the time because Debbie is the type of personality that you put a contest in front of her. She is winning the contest. Done. Go to take it to the bank. Right? Competitive drip campaigns really work. Promotional. Some people love saving a buck. I have to hear about it all the time. Oh my gosh, we have to order $100 on VitaCost. Why? Well, because they sent me a $13 coupon. Well, yeah, but I don't need $100 worth of stuff at VitaCost. Yeah, but you don't understand. We're going to save $13. It's how people's psychology work. And also different training components that can be done via. And by the way, these nurture emails, you can take the snapshot that Ryan's going to do for you with your nurture sequence, and you could then deliver that via text message. You could also deliver it via greeting card or postcard. You could deliver it via phone call. You could deliver it via voicemail drop. You could deliver it via Facebook post. You could deliver it via TikTok videos. I should have grabbed it. It's right here on the printer. I'm building out one of these funnels right now, and it's going to be on networking. Ryan doesn't even know all of this yet. He's going to have to put it together. And so he's, you can just see the look on his face right now, but it's going to be opt-in for a free ebook on 120 different ways that you can improve your networking, right? What's the deliverable? 120 networking tips, right? So I just printed out the book, and I'm telling you guys all this because I eat my own dog food, right? So I went to the Casey'sPick.com. I basically bought this book. It cost me a couple of bucks, 120 networking tips. Okay. I teach networking all over the place, but it's a lot easier to have somebody think it through. They opt in for that. Now, those 120 tips will be 120 emails in a nurture sequence. Each tip will come out in it every other day or every few days with, hey, here's a little networking tip. And the call to action will probably all be, hey, come to my Networking Riches event. Well, that 120 networking tips I just printed off, I've got 120 TikTok videos right there. I can talk about each one of those for 1 minute at a time. I can use those in Facebook posts. I can use them as tweets. I could use them as Facebook or Instagram reels, all kinds of stuff, all to have people go, dude, I kind of like it. You kind of got it going on. I know what you're like. I want to hang out. Let's see how we can work together. It's the whole process. So Ryan, I'm going to pass it over to you. And let you take it from here, boss.
Great. So we talked about some generalisms, like how to connect with the leads, and we're giving you some ways to connect with them. We're talking about some like really long-winded, maybe 120-day, 52-week nurture sequence, things of those natures. But I want to dig in right now on when you have a new lead, and when a new lead is presented to your business, you really have an obligation to make sure that they're catered and they feel catered. And we also want to make sure that that lead, if they want to go straight to a product to fix their problem, that we give them that journey. So that's really what I'm going to talk about right now. And right here, we're talking about a lead that books a discovery call appointment. You know, they may now want to schedule a meeting to explore the purchase options and negotiate prices, right? That's actually buying the product. So now this is what I'm talking about. These leads, like this needs to be ringing every single bell in your sales teams or in your organization. Like red flags need to be waving, bells need to be going off like boom, boom, we got a hot prospect. Let's make sure that we're talking directly to them, get them on the phone, get them on a Zoom by all means necessary, right? I don't need to send them on a 52-week, 180-day, 365-day nurturing thing yet. We will, but right then and there is your opportunity to hit while the iron's hot. So this snapshot is really built out and really designed from actual real world practice. I've been in the direct marketing, which is literally I am marketing directly to you. It looks like I'm just talking to you, but I'm also talking to 50,000 other people at the same time. But if you respond to a piece of my marketing, that triggers everything. And now I'm like, hey, let's talk. You've rose your hand. That means that you have some interest. Let's see how interested you are. Let's see how severe your problem is. So this right here, when we talk about, we talked about the blueprint model. Right where this is going is the thank you call to action page, which equals, hey, book a call right now if you want to get fast results. Like if that problem is really like a big problem, let's book a call so we can really discuss how I can help you with that and how I've helped other people with that, right? So that is, and if you look, we have lead magnet, they opt in. That's why I go directly to this thank you call to action page, because now I'm right in front of them. Let's do that. Let's talk. All right. And I give them the opportunity to go as fast as they want to go. Okay. So this is an example of a thank you call to action page. This is something that we've done with Casey's lead magnet. And literally it's taking them from, here's your 20 ways to follow up with people. You give me your name and your email address. As soon as you press submit, now they come to this page. Awesome. Hey, great. You're going to get that guide in your email in about 10 minutes. Check for that. But right now, let's talk about how we can really help you and your business. And if you want to have that conversation, you just push that button underneath and you book your call, right? So this is what we are using. This is what our clients are using. And this is getting the results that we want to. 50-50, 50% of leads aren't going to be ready to do that. That's okay. I am going to follow the lead and give the lead the journey that they want. And I'm going to be there the entire time holding their hand. If they don't, say they go to the thank you call to action page and they don't, as a marketer, I give my clients expectations that should be real. Say, hey, just expect they won't do that. Okay. They're not going to book a call on that. If they do, awesome. We got them on appointment. Now we can go ahead with the sale, but just expect they don't. How do we put a safety net around those leads, right? Well, that's where the nurture emails come in. So if you see here, I have 4 nurture sequence emails that are going out. And these emails are directly tied to the lead magnet and or getting them on a phone to help them with either the resource I put out, basically saying, hey, this is just a resource. This kind of gives you the how or the what to do's. But if you really want us to show you and walk you through that process and get you the results that you want in the fastest amount of time, let's book a call. So my emails that are going out to them in the very beginning, before I send them over to my 52-week campaign of emails, is all directly related to this lead magnet and how it's going to help them and how I can help them. So everything is trying to get them to an appointment. Now, if there's some appointments is one-to-one, or it's one-to-many, which is like a webinar or a little mini event. That's really the model we do. That's why this is a template where a customized blueprint is more of what your business needs, and we design that. But just taking this, I think you see where all the roads are leading, right? Which eventually is with the purchase, dollars actually transacting, passing over, and you can take to the bank. So really about it is this is just giving your leads a chance, making sure not just one lead is either coming in and, oh, I'm going to follow that lead. I'm going to call them. I'm going to email them. I'm going to text them. But then, Jane comes through the door and I'm a little busy over here. So I'm not talking to her yet. I'll get back to her. And then something else comes. Oh, I'm having a baby. I forgot completely about Jane, right? Having a process in place like this is making sure that every single lead is going to have the exact same result as far as us being able to cater to them. And they're going to feel it. They're going to know that, hey, we are on top of our game. Who would you rather be in business with, right? So when they book the appointment, we should all be using an online calendar for booking appointments. A lot of us do and have a variation of this. The way that I do it and I set my clients up with is, as you've seen it, you can go ahead and book an appointment here on the calendar. Great, that aligns with my calendar, it syncs with my calendar. You're looking at your calendar at the same time and you book that appointment. That's what we love, that's what we want, and that's what you should be doing. I mean, it's taken off because it just is so much more efficient in doing all that. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had the nightmare of going back and forth on a text message. Oh, I have this time, this time, this time. Oh, nope, I can't do it that day. Give me another day. Okay, what about this day? No, it's way too inefficient. So
That's so 2002.
like, I was like, what is that thing? I mean, we're talking about using like a corded phone or something at that time, but use an online calendar booking, flat out. You need it in your business. This is also the real reason behind it also is you can have funnels within funnels. You can have a booking funnel just by itself. And we're not chasing around people trying to get them to the appointment. The biggest part to having an online booking appointment is over here on the right. This is pretty much the most simple booking confirmation and reminders that you should have. This is like bare minimum. You can go much more complex with this, where we're adding a text 5 minutes before the meeting. Hey, I'm jumping on right now, can't wait to see you. You can have a 4-hour appointment, a 1-hour reminder. This is bare minimum what we should have, where they book an appointment, they automatically get a confirmation email. We're waiting here 24 hours before the appointment, and then they get the reminder email. 1 hour before the appointment, then it shoots off the email. Hey, can't wait to see you. We're getting on in an hour, right? Internal notification is pinging me. Hey, just making sure that you remember you have that appointment, right? Oh, great. So that is what this is about. Pretty much bare minimum of all the clients that I'm working with is set up with. The number one problem that I see that most businesses are having is to convert leads into sales. They just don't have a well-coordinated process to handle the leads. And we're talking about, like, if you're dealing with one lead, a couple leads a week, yeah, managing it on paper or doing it the texting way and stuff, that's okay. But I'm talking about what happens when you really want to grow and scale your business. You know, if you actually had 1,000 leads hit your landing page in one day, how are you going to even handle that type of lead flow if you don't have a process? So we all talk about really wanting to grow our business, being super successful and really taking it to the next level. Yet, can we honestly look at our business model and say we can handle it? Because if you don't, and a lead slips through and they're not catered to, they're on to the next super fast. Like it's not even a question. They are on to the next. They're on doing something completely different. So that is one of the biggest components with converting leads, is they just don't have that process built to be able to say, okay, I got a lead. Are we taking them? Are we booking an appointments with them? Are we giving them the nurturing sequence? Did they book an appointment? Did they not book an appointment? Are they now on to a whole nother funnel where I'm pitching another, we don't have it. So let's just ask a question. Do you need more leads? Do you want a constant flow of leads? Like, can you handle a constant flow of leads? Do you want those leads to end up being your customer? And do you want to scale your business? Well, this is what I'm saying. If lead generation without a process is just not sustainable. It is not scalable. It just really, it just is not. Because like I just said, if we even tried to do the Facebook ads or Google ads or YouTube ads or any of this stuff that we talk about and hear about the big players doing, they're obviously having uber's amounts of success with it, right? We understand, we're seeing it, we're being told it, but they have a process, if not many, many, many processes to be able to withhold that. You don't need a huge, gigantic team to be able to withhold, 500 leads, maybe 500,000, possibly. Yeah, we're going to need some more, but let's just take you and your business, even just taking 100 leads. Are you able to sustain 100 leads right now? If 100 leads came to your door, are you going to be able to honestly go through it? I know it takes you about 2.5 to 3 hours to call 50 leads. I know that because I've done it and I did it for a very long time. So are you able to do that? And out of those 50 leads, you're probably going to get about 20 of them to actually answer the phone. And then out of that 20, you're going to get, so that's old school, that's calling, right? Do you have the time in the day to, we don't need a lot of that anymore because we have funnels. We have a structure. We have the ability now to save our time, save the prospect's time, right? Because it's not all about us. In the beginning, it has to be about them. And this is what we're talking about. Having a custom blueprint literally is just simply enough. It lays out the logistical steps to get your desired result. Whatever that result is, mostly should be your product, good, or service sold. Whatever that is, let's figure out the steps on getting the prospect there, giving every lead their best chance. So as we said in the very beginning of the call, I normally do that for 149. That's just the very beginning process. I work with a lot of companies where we're developing a lot of big things, many different processes within processes. And this was really created from that, just literally the sweat equity of going in there, getting my hands wet, really digging in literally hundreds of different businesses and seeing a core process really happening almost every single time. And I've really just been able to come in and just say, okay, let's dig into your business. Tell me about it. Let's figure out these processes. Now this can change. These can always change, but having a foundation, having a blueprint, a resource to fall back to and either take to your tech team and say, hey, look, this makes sense. Let's start figuring out how to get these components done, right? Step one, maybe a landing page. Let's do that. Next, I want them to go to this thank you page. Hey, do I have an appointment calendar? It starts actually putting this stuff into practice of saying, how do we get these components working together? So as we said, normally I'm doing it for 149. If you go to expandthesale.com, you'll see there it's for 49. That's for anybody who's registered for this event gets that. And we just get on a Zoom call. And like Case said, we're going to go through your business and customize one of these directly for you.
Awesome, Ryan. Thank you so much. So I love that Heidi's trying to sneak down the stairs like you can't see her.
Oh, that's my daughter's friend.
Oh, so that's not Heidi. Hi, daughter's friend. That does not look like Heidi, so it's a good thing to recognize that, right? So here's the thing, Ryan. If you want to take us off screen share and drop that expand the sale in the chat, that would be awesome. Mm-hmm. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to open this up to see if anybody has any questions. Here's the thing: as business owners, I know, just having worked with thousands of business owners over time, save time and make more money. Those are your jobs, right? It's you got to do more in less time, more efficiently, in order for you to make more money so you can give to your charity organization, put food on the table, go on that vacation, invest in crypto, whatever it is that you want to do, being able to do that in less time and more efficient is the key, right? And it all starts with a mind map, snapshot, blueprint, whatever you want to call it, with somebody that can get out of your head and get it on a piece of paper. And that's what Ryan's going to do. I think he's crazy to do it for 49 bucks.
It won't be for long.
But this is a very, very valuable tool for you to be able to have. Doesn't mean you have to go implement every piece of it tomorrow, but at least you have a map to start working from. You have a map. So while Ryan puts that in the chat, does anybody have any questions or comments? You just have to take yourself off mute or go like this and we'll take you off mute. No questions, no comments. Okay. Look.
A comment?
Yeah, KP.
I'll make a comment. Nice seeing you once again. Funnels are amazing. Funnels are amazing, and that is what the future is. And you just have to give yourself time and learn it. And Ryan has gotten this really dummy proof for you, you know. So if he can do that for you for under 50 bucks, I'm just saying sign up and do that, because I paid more than that. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I mean, we all go through a funnel, guys. And we can do another. Thank you, KT. I appreciate that. If you really think about what a funnel is, because I think funnel gets thrown around the name of that and it freaks people out because it sounds hardcore. I just want you to think of IKEA. IKEA is a physical representation of a funnel. You go in the front door and they direct you through all of their processes and all of their things. And as you get closer to the cash register, they offer smaller little things. They offer different designs. They do offer some shortcuts. But what happens by the time you get to the register, it's like, oh, I need 87 candlelight candles. Oh, I need
that shopping cart.
I need that Swedish meatball plate, right? They're just moving you through the process. They're nurturing you so that by the end you walk out super happy. Okay, so expandthesale.com. It's open for you guys. You can do it even with PayPal, I think. And you'll jump on with Ryan. He'll sketch out your business and you'll walk away with a plan. Like I said, if you have a tech team, go hand it to the tech team and go, hey, what's it going to take? What are we going to have to do to put this together? If you don't have a tech team, but you're like, what's the next step in this? I'm sure Ryan will be able to help you on that. So with that, Ryan, thank you so very much for jumping on and putting this together. To all of you, I want to thank you guys for being on here. I hope this was helpful.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Casey.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome.
Casey, does that include getting the those diagrams that we saw?
Well, you'll have a diagram for your own business. Though, I mean, he can give you that one, but that may be the one that you use for your business, but he's going to do one specifically for you.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yeah. So what Ryan's offering is not just, hey, here's a one size fits all little blueprint. This is hey, tell me a little bit about your business. What are you actually looking to do? Hey, let's map this out together. So you've got somebody by your side creating that with you that can literally be printed out and put on a wall or whatever. Okay. Awesome. Okay, you guys have an awesome, fantastic night. Keep checking your emails. We're going to try to do one of these kind of we call them workshops internally. I don't know if that's even the right word for it, but we want to be able to do as many of these for you guys as we can. We'll keep doing them. If you're not part of our Expand the Business Facebook group, we'd love to have you be a part of it. You can either just look it up on Facebook. There's 3,400 people in there. You could friend Ryan and I and ask us to let you in, or you can just go to join ETB. But Ryan will help you with that once you do your snapshot as well. Okay. So with that, you guys have an awesome rest of your night. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
See
guys.
ya. Bye-bye. Be safe.